Hey, thank you so much for tuning in today and welcome to my podcast studio. Before we start on today's episode, I just wanted to take a quick moment to say I am truly grateful for you being here. It means the world to me and my guest for us to be able to share our conversation with you. If you do like what we're talking about, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. And if we do talk about something that you either agree or disagree with, please put it in the comments. We would love to hear your feedback. Also, please don't forget, I do a lot more than just podcasts. So every Tuesday, I'll put out a drum playthrough. I'll also documenting my journey on writing my solo album, which will feature a lot of guests that have been on the podcast. I'm also putting up a lot of tips and tricks of stuff that we do talk about in some of the podcasts, like insights that I get from some of the guests that share their journey in the music industry. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And again, please don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into it. So how have you been?
Yeah, I've been well. Busy.
Yeah, man.
Sort of everything's gone a bit crazy lately.
It's a bit of a crazy world.
This week alone, my day job's gone crazy, and suddenly this other job's popped up, which is weird. And I've already done a recording session, a radio interview, and today a podcast for the band. So
that's awesome, man. keep me busy.
Yeah. Oh, it's just everything at once. I mean, last week was pretty quiet, and then suddenly, bam! This week has just gone insane, and then next week's pretty quiet again.
You got to make sure you keep filling out the calendar.
Yeah. I've got lots of things to do. So
yeah. No, that's awesome, man. So it's been what 6 months or something since we had our last chat down in Bunbury,
down at the Burlington.
Yeah.
That was a great day.
That was so cool, man.
Yeah.
That was such a good event.
Yeah, we had such a blast. That was I think. Even though we were along like mid-late afternoon, we kept the party going after that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we didn't end up going to sleep until like past 2 o'clock in the morning.
True rockstar style, man.
Yeah. And then we got up. Oh my god! And then we all had to, took as many of the boys to the local eats establishment and gave everyone a big hearty greasy breakfast, and then we drove back to Perth. Fantastic,
man. And how's the response to the show?
Good. Yeah, we picked up another gig there.
Yes, sweet.
We're going back there in September.
Oh wow, fantastic.
Yeah. For a F cancer, sort of
like a charity event.
Charity event. I couldn't think of the word then.
Yeah,
My brain just went.
That's good. I'm here to help, man.
Yeah. But the lady who's organising that saw us at the Stop the Violence.
Yep.
Festival, and so she's putting together a bit of a dream show. I think it's Mirrors at the Arcade, Triangle Fight, and another band. Oh, gotta feel bad for them for forgetting their name. But
it's all right, I'm sure they'll forget.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a pretty good night.
Fantastic, man. And that was in September.
That's in September.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Don't have the exact date yet. Probably, I think, but mid to late September. Yep. Yeah.
But no, the whole event down there was such a good vibe, man. Everybody was just in everywhere you went, like people were just happy. You know what I mean? Like it was so contagious being there in that environment.
Everyone was like
rubbing off the good vibes,
man, and getting into the rock and the metal there as well. It was such a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kudos to Kelvin for organising the whole thing too.
Oh man, yeah. I just like that. That guy just goes completely all in, man. So sometimes a bit too much, obviously, because it does wear him out, man.
Yeah. I would be too.
100%, man. I can't even begin to fathom. Like it stresses me out just thinking about how much, how much work you need to put into organising an event sort of that size, man, and with that many bands, like the logistics and.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the last one, which is fair enough too, because that'd be a killer to put on every year, and I think that was the 7th one.
The 7th, yeah, it was. Yeah,
and I was trying to think of what organising the previous 6 would have been like, just crazy.
But the thing is, like, obviously, every time you do something like of that caliber, like, you want to try and top it the next one. Like, you want to try and make it bigger and better and like more like
learn from your mistakes too. That didn't work. I'll do this better this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, but now it's like one of the things that I noticed, obviously, like sort of from where I was and the stage you guys played at, was just like that stage was like almost like it was just sort of set up in the middle. So it was like sort of very sort of like very in your face.
We were kind of catching people going from 2 different shows as well, so it was good that we were getting people stopping and going, oh, these guys are all right, and no one booed or jeered. So yeah, we had a few people stay the whole set, and had other people moving on, which is kind of like that, the nature of the little in between set.
Yeah. But you pick up some of that organic traffic that sort of passes through,
and it's great. Like we've got a heap of really cool videos too that the guys from the Burlington shot as well, which is nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. So what's been happening with the TERROR Adaptors? Oh. I love the name. I absolutely freaking love the photos you sent through, man. They're so good, man.
Thank you. That was very, very professional photos we had taken on the day of our video clip.
Wicked.
We've been getting got our single coming together. We've been recording a couple of new songs, which aren't going to go on the single, but we're going to put them towards something else.
Yeah.
We've got a video clip which has been edited and about 99% ready to go. We just got I've been also doing the artwork for the album and getting all our merch and prizes ready for all our GoFundMe supporters that helped us out with the video clip. That's been a lot of work as well.
Nice.
Had a little whinge about that because I was like, oh, GoFundMe prizes. It's a lot to organize. Like usually when people do rewards and video clips and things like that, they usually have like a team of people helping them.
Yeah.
But I pretty much did everything by myself. So yeah, it's just been me.
So you've been doing all of it.
Yeah. The only thing I haven't done is I didn't film the video clip, and I haven't been editing it. But I've been going to all the sessions as well and sitting on that. And
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But, that is a lot of admin.
Yeah. it is.
But so in regards to the music, I think you guys mentioned like you're doing some more recordings. Yep. So how's that going? And
well, we did I did a song last year, which is for a compilation. I know there's a group of bands that I sort of collab with, these compilations that we do on Spotify and YouTube. And there's like a fairly eclectic bunch of bands from around the world, and this guy called Jim organizes everybody to do these compilations. I'll end up compiling the songs and stuff like that to go on to these playlists, and he usually chooses a theme or a direction for the compilation, and everyone puts in a song. I didn't have a song, so what I did was I knocked one out in 2 weeks, did everything. Bass, drums, keys, guitar, did all that jazz. I didn't do the vocals. Steve did the vocals in his laundry late one night, did one take.
Nice.
So I edited that in, and just for a laugh, I put it up on Triple J Hottest 100. Not Hottest 100, the Unearthed, sorry. Triple J Unearthed. And for about 2 months, it sat at number 1 on the metal charts.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man.
I was like, what the hell? So we thought, it's such a good song. The drums on it were the only thing that let it down, because they're the drums that I did, and I'm not a very good drummer. So
how do you record them?
I did them all like digitally, like
good
samples and stuff like that, and drag beats into and just put, had a snare pattern and a kick pattern, and just mashed it all together. Yeah, using software. And it sounded very, very weird and robotic, but it kind of worked all together as a package. But I knew, because Jack's our drummer wasn't available at the time, so I just kind of
had to do something.
Smushed in something just to make this deadline, and the song ended up being quite popular. So
fantastic, man.
Yeah, so Jax and I have been in the studio recording stuff for that song. So we've got the proper drums now.
That's
which
awesome.
is fantastic. and we've recorded another song which has nothing to do with that other song, which is going to be a bit of a surprise. We're hoping to put that out in the next year or so.
Yep.
That's being recorded by a really cool guy called Lockie, and he's a really young guy, just really knows his stuff for studio techniques and recording and stuff like that. So it's been real fun working with him.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, and because we're all like, everyone's quite busy and quite got their own sort of schedules, he's really cool with everyone just kind of dropping in and doing their bit when they can.
Cool. So does he run a studio from home?
No, he's actually he's a music industry student at TAFE. He's in his final year.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was really impressed. I'd be like, watch that space, watch this guy for where he goes after this.
Yep.
Yeah. Because he's really passionate about it, and he really knows his stuff, which I was really impressed with.
Amazing, man. So how many songs can we expect by the time it's all ready?
Well, we got the single, which is basically 2 songs, coming out July.
Yep.
Ish. We've been bantering with the dates, trying to get that finalized. And then we've got at least 3 other songs in the pipeline at the moment. I wouldn't mind in this year, next year, working on an album and getting that like a full length.
Yeah.
10 songs.
Yep.
13 or 14 if I'm really ambitious, but 10 songs seems like a pretty good.
10 songs is like sort of what most people sort of would refer to as an album.
Might scrape over the 35-minute mark. Not I don't want to do like a full 90-minute.
So you want to do like a vinyl length?
Oh,
I think it was like 38 minutes or something.
Yeah, 38 minutes is fine.
Yep.
Yeah, if I can get there.
Yeah, well, I suppose again, like it's probably better just to look at the actual the quality of the songs rather than just trying to put a fluff on there. Or something.
We've got a heap of good songs that we haven't done anything with.
Yep.
And I've got tons of songs which I write really fast. And I tend to write more songs than the guys can keep up with. So
but you just keep them as still as under the same brand.
Tuck them away. I'll do a little home demo.
Yeah.
By myself, and then put that in the archive, and then fish that out whenever the guys go, I need a new song. Okay, I got this one.
Pull something out under the bed.
They don't always land. Sometimes the guys go, no, I don't like that one. We did do a song a couple of years ago, which I was really proud of, but everyone hated it. So.
Well, it's like you hear that sometimes.
You can't win them all.
And I suppose again, like if you are sort of writing in massive volumes, then I suppose you can't win them all. There has to be some sort of filtering or something.
Yeah.
But are you the main songwriter?
I'm at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was sort of 50-50 for a while there. It's me and Steve, but at the moment it's kind of, I think it's going to angle more to my writing for a while. Just life gets a bit hectic for everybody, so we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but at the moment I'm happy to accept any. Like I always tell the guys, like if you guys got a song idea, you want to do something, like the bass player and the Kian and the drummer Jax and I did a jam. We did this weird impromptu jam, and I think that itself is going to be a song. So those guys have just written their first song with the band, which is amazing. Just because we happen to be jamming a song, and I happen to have a recorder in the corner, ticking away.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing it back later on, going, there's something there. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I think would be sort of a cool way to have a chat about is sort of like the concept of the band, because that was something I was sort of drawn to a little bit, but a lot actually when we had our chat down in Bunbury. Would you mind sort of sharing a little bit about the background story for the band and sort of like the concept behind the Terror Adaptors?
This is always the bit where people go, oh yeah, you guys are cool. What are you guys about? And I start explaining it, and you can sort of see this weird glazed look comes across everyone's eyes, because they might not realize when they see us live, and they might not realize us when they listen to the album or something like that, but at the very core of it, we are a science fiction and horror band. Yeah, now, there have been science fiction horror bands in the past. We've had the Misfits, we've had Power Man 5000, we've had Man or Astro Man, Daikaiju from Japan. they're all really amazing bands that that I love and respect. And about 15 years ago, I was bombing around playing other people's bands, going, why aren't I happy? You know, kept joining these rock and punk and acid rock bands and metal bands, and just going, I love playing music and I love being in bands, but I wasn't happy. I couldn't figure out why. And I just started writing these weird little goofy science fiction songs or horror songs, and going, I think this is what I want to do. This is what I do. Some of the songs have a serious message. Some of the songs aren't so serious, and some of them are kind of like rooted in other issues. I'll disguise them up in little metaphors and similes. They could be about like there's one song that I do that's kind of basically about my family. Right. But it's about, really at the core of it's about a guy being struck by lightning and wondering why the hell he didn't get any powers.
Yeah, that is sort of like something you see in X-Files or something.
Yeah, like what you say. But he's none of that. He goes, "Yeah, I've been struck by lightning." Nothing. What the hell?
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
But so are you doing anything sort of visual about it, or is it just the
It's been a long journey. Like what I got in my head doesn't always make it to what, because I've got to rely on 5-6 other people to help me put this vision together. Yeah, and we've kind of gone through some members in the past that weren't quite on the same page. So basically, the video clip that we're putting out is us jumping around the inside of a rocket ship dressed in these really cool, like, one-piece overalls, jumpsuits, if you will. Yeah, they're so cool, man. And I was like, it'd be really cool to do these shows dressed like that. And, you know, I had a few people in the band going, I don't want to put on a jumpsuit. I don't want to wear this, you know. Why not? I know. No, just have fun, man. It would just, like, it would separate us so much from, like, 90% of the bands. Like, at the moment we've got a lead singer, 2 lead singers, and both of them dress up, and that's fantastic. I don't want the whole band to dress up. Yeah, that'd be awesome. If the band are watching, dress up. Yeah, we will. We'll get there. Because I mean, you're absolutely right. That would be something that would sort of set you apart, like to have like a band uniform, if you like. I mean, it does get hot, and I can understand that. But you know, then get a lot of it. I think what I'm going to always compare is that when we did the video clip, we were shooting this video clip from about 8 a.m. to about 4 p.m. So that's like 6 hours in 45-degree heat under lights in a metal box. Basically, yeah. So every time they want to go, every time someone might go, oh, I don't really want to jump around stage 45 minutes wearing this. I'll be like, we did this for 6 hours in the middle of February. I think we could do this, and no one died. Yeah. So just make sure you're hydrated. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I managed to go through the whole day without taking the suit off once, but every time that the guys, we were moving parts of the set around, they were like, get me out of this thing. Yeah, I suppose we all have sort of different tolerance. Hydrate. To absolutely. Yeah, you got to. And just give me the suits afterwards, and I'll wash them because they were ripe afterwards. So how do you manage to source the suits? Because they all look really pro. Well, that's the great thing about working in being a band in Perth, is that there's so many like FIFO miners and industrial construction guys that all you have to do is basically just hop around all the salvos, and you find these really cool, like, one-piece suits. Yeah, and I'm always looking for particular ones. Like I don't really want to get like the straight up high vis ones. Yep. Although I have done that, and I've ended up dyeing them and then putting patches on them to make them look different. But I'm always looking for weird ones that have got like epaulettes and cool ribbing and and lots of belt buckles and straps and stuff like that. They kind of separate them from your straight up average. Yeah. Suit. Yeah, it's like on the photo, like you almost look like you're like a pilot or something. It looks like some kind of like official uniform, like for like I saw them and I just thought you were like this rocket pilot or something like that. So yeah, I think you've done really well. They're all slightly different, but I think that's what works in its favor. Absolutely. I don't want them all to be like cookie cutter. I mean, that works for some bands like the Aquabats. If you've ever seen them, they all wear the same suits. No. Yeah. Oh, they're a great band too. They had their own TV series too at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another way of getting attention.
They wear these aqua skin tight lycra pieces with the band emblem in the middle of their chest, and
almost like a superhero or something.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
wow.
They're very cool.
What was it called again? The acrobats?
The aquabats.
The aqua. Oh, aquabats.
Yeah,
bats. Ah, I've heard the name, but no, I haven't heard the music.
I've been to Perth a couple of times, and they've always put on a really fantastic show.
Very cool. Very cool. No, I love every time that people are doing something different, whatever that is. As long as you sort of try and think a bit creative outside the box and stuff. So yeah. Like looking uniforms it's pretty easy, but it works. Yeah. And yours look great. Like again, they look pro.
Thank you.
So it doesn't look like something. Again, hence why I asked. Like it doesn't look like something you just bought off eBay. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I have to credit. I did get a professional seamstress to help with the final touches.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that particular part, but she did a fantastic job patching them up and making them look.
Yeah, we can
part of that.
We can. So is there anything else, obviously, like sort of from a promo perspective? Because I remember when you guys came down to Bunbury, and that's again, I think that really stood out to me. Like when the first thing you did when you came down, like you had flyers, like you were putting flyers everywhere and putting stuff on the wall, like posters and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're really proactive on sort of like making yourself visible.
Yeah. We didn't bring any merch. That's why I brought some crappy stickers with me, and that was about it. And I was just like, gotta do something. So ended up like the night before just printing out these flyers and just putting them anywhere where the bar staff would let me.
Yeah, and man, that's so good because again, like I think you were pretty much the only band that I saw that had flyers. So again, you're thinking outside the box. I love it.
Yeah.
It's again
what I'm passionate about.
Yeah,
this is what I want to do.
Yep.
Not a 9-to-5 job. I want to be in a band, and I want it to do well. I mean, the sci-fi horror aspect always kind of, you could see people kind of go a little bit cross-eyed when you mention that, because they always, I don't know, science fiction horror, people love it. But as soon as you mention that, like you're making a science fiction film or you're in a science fiction band, people immediately assume that it's going to be crap. That's just a bunch of geeks with the, pushing their glasses up going, "Hey guys, how you going? This next song is about Martians. Let's go." And it just, we're not like that. We're not like that. We're actually musicians. We actually know what we're doing. Yeah. And I like to think that our tunes are okay. Yeah. Well, the audience has spoken. We were, number one for 2 months on I keep saying Hottest 100 on Unearthed. Yeah. I got that in my head now. I say, stop saying Hottest 100. People got to be like, you're a liar. Stop lying.
But that's
Unearthed.
That's awesome. So did you do any sort of specific thing in order to like make people aware, like any call to action to direct people to Triple J?
I put it on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. I did all the usual sharings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm a member of a few pages. I think I can attribute it basically to a couple of the nerdier pages that I'm a member of. Not like the music pages or the band page, like the actual band official page.
Yeah.
But I think I can attribute it to a couple of the more nerdier groups, people that are into like their science fiction and horror.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, hey guys, maybe you should listen to this. And before I knew it, we'd racked up like a whole heap of like listens and downloads in a very short space of time. And then
that's super cool, man.
I watched it just. It looked like it fell off at one point, and I was like, oh well, that was a good run. We were like sitting at number 11. Then we got to number 8, and I was like, yeah, cool. I was happy for it to get to that far, and then it just sort of seemed to disappear off the charts. And I was like, okay, well, that's that done. And then Kieran, our bass player, contacted me on Sunday and goes, it's at number 1. I was like, no. And I didn't look at it until Monday, and I was just like sitting there just going, what the hell?
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Unearthed charts. It's a good little. It's a good place for bands to cut their teeth and
absolutely
get a taste of what it's like to sort of get on a chart and encourage you to sort of go, well, if we can get it there, why can't we put it other places? So,
absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, and I suppose as well, like it gives you a little bit of motivation as well. Like I was saying, sort of fuels it a bit. Getting that acknowledgement.
I was in a band years ago, and basically what they did was they just put it up on Earth, and so I always learn from other people's mistakes. They put it up on Unearthed, and they were like, "Right, cool." And then
wait for the private airplane.
Waiting for that headline show at some major festival, and it didn't happen, and they were all super deflated. And I was just like, "Why did you stop there? Why didn't you put it other places? Why didn't you just, the internet existed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There was plenty of places, but they didn't seem to be interested in doing that, and they didn't listen to me. So I was like, okay, I'll file that one away, and yeah. Push your music. Don't be satisfied just to put your music on one page.
But it's also obviously 100%.
Yeah,
like again,
millions, hundreds of thousands of pages you can, and sites and venues and stations and things that you can send your music to. Don't be satisfied with just putting it on Triple J just because it's sort of like the benchmark that everyone in Australia kind of judges it on. It's great, but there are other places you can send it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I suppose, like, obviously, before you do that, like, before you just find out where you're going to put it and when you're going to put it and stuff, like, you also got to find a way to sort of have something to back it up with.
Yeah.
So again, find out like where you're going to share it, like who are you going to ask to, like have a call to action and stuff.
Network with your friends. Network with your fellow bandmates.
Yep.
I have
your peers.
I have like a spreadsheet really, which I basically compiled with me and about 20 other musicians. And whenever someone new comes in or someone else says, I've got a whole bunch of other pages which you might not have, we was like, here's ours, and thank you very much. And
show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
Yeah, well, share and share. I mean, I don't mind if someone doesn't have any context or anything like that. They only have to like drop me a message or send me an email or something like that, and I'll be like, here you go. There's no point being selfish.
No, that's again that's again another thing that I think a lot of people forget about. Like, dude, there's plenty of space, there's plenty of attention, there's plenty of success to go around.
Yeah.
And again, there's no shortage on it. So everybody can be good and everybody can be great.
Yeah, gotta share the love.
Just gotta go and grab it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but that's it, man. That's again like sort of comes back to the whole thing about sort of backing up the initial idea. Again, you gotta again you gotta have a plan. You gotta find out how you're gonna action it. But more importantly, you gotta find out if everybody's on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned before that you guys had gone through a couple of member lineup changes and stuff, and that's annoying, man.
That's normal for any band, really.
It's I suppose it is normal for bands, especially if you aren't sort of 100% sure in which direction you're going to go and how fast you want to go, and like again I like to use the word sort of calibrate. Like you need to make sure that everybody is sort of on the calibrated equally.
Yeah.
But by the time you know where you want to go, how you want to get there and stuff, it becomes so much easier.
Yeah.
It becomes so much. It's like almost like you know what I mean? Because now I know where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
It's like the same, like the whole thing about sort of referring to the exercise. It's the same as having a PT. It's telling you, on Friday we're going to do squats, and on Tuesday we're going to do push-ups and stuff. And said, okay, cool. All right, I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen next week. We got the podcast. We got a radio interview. We got sweet, man. Like you can see, you got stuff lined up. You go out, you approach people. Like you have a plan. Makes everything so much easier.
Sounds like you know what you're talking about too.
Yeah, look. I mean, that's obviously something that I've practiced that a lot. Like routines, habits, and stuff. Like how to improve workflow in general. That's what I love, and that's what I love talking to people about, and sort of trying to open their eyes to try and especially like you mentioned yourself. Like if music is what you'd love to do full time, then I personally don't believe that's impossible, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And if you believe it's impossible, then guess what? It is. It's impossible to you.
It's easy to get stuck in other people too will tell you,
but then don't listen to them. Then don't listen to them.
Long time ago, I was engaged to a different lady, not my current wife, and her father tried to muscle me out of music. He came up to me and was like, "Yeah, being a musician it's not on. And I was like, F you. Nah, man.
But that is, first of all, I mean, I don't even know where to begin on that statement, so we should probably just leave it. But
yeah,
it's like you can't go up and just utter your opinion like that and expect someone to say, yeah, absolutely, you're 100% right. I'm so sorry, man. How could I not see that? I should have. Where were you 10 years ago when I started playing music? You know what I mean?
I have an amazing father and mother-in-law that are so supportive now. They're like,
fantastic.
And they always have been, not now, always have been, because they see that's what makes me happy, and if I'm happy, then everyone else is going to be happy.
Yep.
And, you know, so long as there is a fine line between, because I still work full time, so you've got to work out when to let the full time work go, and when to leap for the dream.
Yeah,
it's not happened quite yet, but it's, you know, people are picking up on the name, and if we can just get a few more releases out and really sort of generate some interest, who knows? I'm not saying we'll be, you know, headlining or going on a world tour or anything like that, but it'd be nice to just sort of go, all right, well, I can focus on this for a while and see where it goes.
For sure. For sure. But that's again another thing. If music is something that you want to do full time, and some of the other band members may or may not be happy with what they're doing, but they are going to do that nevertheless, then what you could do is still trying to look at some levers to pull in order to try and replace some of your workable income with some money you could make from you being you. Obviously, if you and this is just me thinking out loud right now, because you said you wrote a lot of songs. Maybe you could write songs for others and sell them. Maybe you could, depending on what you're doing, because obviously if you're extremely proactive, maybe you could be proactive for some that aren't, and then make some money that way. You know, again, so help them promote some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever asked me to write them a song out from outside the TERROR Adaptors. I mean, if they want to do that, then I'm happy to work with other people to write.
But the best way again is for you to put yourself out there and offer it.
Yeah.
So
that's very
because
true.
Again, otherwise you're back to the whole thing about, look, you put it up in Triple J, just gotta sit back and wait now. Yeah. You know, where's the record deal? You know, where's the
it's not gonna happen.
Support gig for Metallica, you know?
Yeah.
But the other way around is like you can start making a brand for yourself. So you become Adrian, or you can pick yourself like a cool sci-fi horror artist name. Like obviously Stephen Helhammer is not my real name, but it's something that's an abbreviation of me and my wife's last. Like Helhammer is me and my wife's last names combined, and Stephen is just the English version of Stefan, which is my original name, which no one seems to pronounce correctly anyway.
Oh.
So so that's the same thing. Again, I created that as sort of being like an artist name, something that's a lot easier and something that, again, stands a bit more out than my original name.
Yeah.
So you could use Adrian Tolman, or you could be like Adrian Tolmeister, or like the Doom, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, that's a great idea.
And you could be, you know, the horror sci-fi songwriter from also known as, you know, the horror guy from TERROR ADAPTORS or something like that, and you could sort of have that sort of dual effect of still getting the name out while you're offering to write songs for others. Because there's a lot of bands out there who either aren't great at writing songs, or really slow at it, or maybe there's someone who's just starting that needs a couple of songs, and then you can say, look, you know, flicker's $100, man. I'll write you a song, or a couple of $100, whatever your price would be, or whatever you work out, and you know, different song projects might be worth more than others. I don't know, but again, like I said, I'm just thinking out loud, because what the best way to transition from doing what you're doing, I don't even know what your day job is, but if it's something you would like to replace with music full time, then just have a think, have a look about, first of all, stuff you're good at within music, and then there's always people out there that want to pay for something that they aren't good at themselves. So for instance, it could be writing music, it could be being proactive on, you know, putting up posters and sharing stuff online, and like being the marketing guy. Yeah. Which is something all bands need. Yeah. And the bands that haven't got one kind of need to pay for it if they want to move forward and if they want to level up, so they could pay you, but you need to go and make yourself visible and say, this is what I can offer. There's plenty of platforms out, Fiverr, Upwork, there's so many online platforms that offer that. So like I said, just thinking out loud, but that could be a way of doing it. And you never know, if that starts picking up and you start making a name for yourself, then at the same time, don't forget, you're still promoting the Terror Adaptors. But you're just escalating your music career. So something you can get better at. That's it. I'm done talking.
Here endeth the lesson.
Yeah, that's it.
So.
But yeah, again, you see that a lot. You see drummers. I think we have a mutual friend, Cachette. He's obviously so. When I first met him 10 years ago, he already back then, he was doing guitar lessons. And that's again another sort of fairly easy way of having a little side hustle. Where you can, but again, it takes time to build up to get multiple students and get ongoing students and stuff. But that's another thing. If you can have, say, 1 or 2 days a week where you got students booked from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. or something like that. That's easily a couple of $100 per day. Depending if you charge like $40, $50 per lesson. I don't know how much the going rate is for a lesson. I suppose it also comes down to who you are and how you teach. The
last time I had a guitar lesson, this is going to probably date me as far as my age. I think I paid like $10 for half an hour.
I'm sure that would be different by now.
I'm sure the rate's changed a little bit since then. Plus, he was a mate of mine too. He was teaching me. So
there you go. But anyway, but that's getting to another thing. If teaching is certainly not for everyone. But again, for instance, for Keshet, it's been doing that for I think about 10 years now. On top of all the other stuff he's doing.
Man, I love his music. Did the hollow chords.
But just like everything that guy touches is.
I don't know the whole.
So
I've only
good.
seen that one song that he's put out on YouTube and Facebook. It's just
He's just he's
end up singing it.
So creative, man.
Like if I watch it that day, I might end up singing it.
But it's like, but he's talented on so many levels. And like musically, he can write. It's music that are like so next level to most people. And again, he's visual, like his storytelling and.
I'm like down here. He's like up there somewhere.
But that again, like he's actually a perfect example of someone who is living his passion. You know what I mean? Like doing it full on and has been for 10 years. Like he's been just grinding it through, like really until he like pretty much had to like no skin on his knuckles because they were just dragging along the road. You know what I mean? Like really been down in the trenches. But now it's starting to pay off, like because you keep going, you keep building a network, you keep doing stuff, you fail at it, and damn it, all right, we'll try something else, and you do something over here, and like you try something on YouTube and Facebook, and that didn't work, and try something, but you keep going, and that's like he's a prime example of that. And a prime example of, hey man, it is possible. So don't listen to the father-in-law who tells you no, you can't do it. So at the end of the day, fuck the naysayers. You know what I mean? Like
we can swear. I've been holding off.
Go for it, man. Absolutely. Get it out. Come on, you got to catch up now. Fuck.
Poop. Oh damn it, I can't do it now. My kids might end up watching this. My oldest son knows the swear word too, and he's like we've just told him, said, you're young enough to understand. Now you're old enough. He's 7, so you're old enough to understand that people say it, but you're also old enough to understand that it's not for you. It's not for you word. I'm not very good at holding back the swear word, especially like when I hurt myself. My oldest hears me swear, and if I've like hit myself or kicked something and I'm in pain, she looks at me and I'm like, let me have this one. I think the way we explain it to her, it's like, it's in context, sweetie. I've just hurt myself, and she'll go, all right, and she'll go back to her book or something, and I'm like.
So, look again. It's like you at the same time. I'm like, you can't shelter them forever, man. Just make them understand that it's not. It's an adult word.
She knows that. Yeah. But she like when we shot the video clip at my house, my kids are running around the video clip, and I told everyone, I said, look, try not to swear, otherwise my oldest will come over you, come over to you and smack you on the hand.
Nice.
And everyone was really well behaved. So
how old are they?
She turns 9 this year.
Oh, yeah.
So she's got quite a meaty whack on her.
Nice. do they play any music?
No, they don't. They don't really seem to be into it, which is fine. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, I had very pushy parents when I was growing up. That were like, you know, you can push a kid until they end up resenting it, and I sort of felt like I had to do these piano lessons and stuff like that, and I did kind of resent it, you know, especially because
guilty.
You know, kids at school would be like, "Oh, where are you going? Oh, you got your piano lessons? Oh, it's so dorky," you know. But at the same time, I'm glad that I did them now because those lessons served me well.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to write and compose and come up with my own tunes.
So how long did you end up going for then?
Piano lessons.
How long did they push you? The dorky piano.
Well, I think they finally realized they didn't have any choice when we moved to like a really tiny little backwater country town, and the one piano teacher there decided that she had too many students, so she couldn't. She had to let some guys go, and that's where my lessons ended. But it was about 10 years worth of lessons.
Wow, that's really good then.
So I stuck with that one for a while.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say I can't compete with that. But I had piano lessons too, but I hated them.
There were times where I liked it,
like
and there were times I hated it. You know, live performances always used to like absolutely freak the hell out of me because I was pretty quiet and withdrawn as a kid. I didn't like being like pushed into the spotlight. But now I'm like grab my guitar and I'm like, yeah, here we are.
Yeah, but I think it's also one of those things, you know, when you're up, I think I was the same. I think most people I know, like when you're a bit younger, like obviously like it's like the fear of sort of being in the spotlight and like being on stage and stuff. Whereas, you know, when you get older, when you get to an area or a stage where you are a bit more content with what you're doing and stuff like that, then like you want to put on a show, you know what I mean? Like you go there for sort of almost like a different reason. But yeah, I think it's completely normal to have that stage fright or being a bit. I mean, even now
in the Terror Adaptors, I know that I'm not the one that everyone's looking at because we've got pretty dynamic, like lead vocalists that jump around and interplay with each other and bounce off each other and stuff like that. So I know that not all the focus is on me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not gonna like showboat or noodle or do something weird with the guitar just to get someone's attention. I'd rather let everyone get drawn into the whole show and me get every single one of the notes right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you've still got to be able to deliver as well.
Yeah.
But now it's like the whole sort of thing about promoting yourself and getting trying to get ahead is so interesting, man. Especially sort of in this environment we have at the moment, you know, with it, like the whole world sort of being in lockdown. It's
I mean, it won't last forever, but
hope not.
People, I mean, a lot of people have to be sensible and you know stop being silly. I don't really want to go down that avenue, but I think as soon as everyone gets on the same page, like I mean, WA, like this is a state that's got its shit together. Yeah, I finally swore. Hooray!
Yay!
You know,
get it out.
Whereas you know, other places and countries, they everyone thinks it's like a violation of their rights or they're complaining about their freedoms. But really, at the end of the day, that you've got to take one for the team, not be selfish. For once, do what you're told and just be a good team player. And everyone can get through this, you know, because we know heaps more about, you know, viruses and germs and contagions than we did like 100 years ago. No one knew anything, you know, didn't know as much, you know, and that's why like, you know, 3/4 of the world would get wiped out by like, you know, Asian flu and Spanish flu and bubonic plagues and you name it, because they had no idea. Now we know, but now we're like fold our arms like entitled children and go, I don't wanna because you're violating my freedoms.
It's like look.
That's a whole nother discussion.
I was about to say we could probably talk for days about that. It's like the world is just a strange place.
We'll get through it. Everyone's just got to buck down, and then hopefully, I mean, it's at the end of the day, we've got this thing called the internet, and if you're a musician, you can still get your music out, you can still do live shows. It's just, you know, it's all about adapting and
Terror adapting.
Yeah.
Put on that joke. Sorry.
Oh.
Never mind.
That's right. If I had $1.
That's it.
But
well, yeah, you were saying the online. Yeah.
yeah.
Online.
I mean, there's
I
this. I mean, it does suck. It is going to suck, but it's not going to be forever. And then hopefully, I don't know, in the next year or so, or next year, the year after, I don't know. We'll be able to focus on it. I mean, we got diddled by the COVID last year because we were in the middle of we were just starting to do recordings of a studio, and we had all these live shows booked, and I was trying to say, like, we actually had regular gigs, and I wanted to get this money from these gigs and actually put out our single last year. But because of COVID, it didn't happen, and I sat there for a couple of months and kind of sulked. And then about late last year, I was like, why don't I try and GoFundMe? You know, just to try it, just to see. And I set the bar real low. I thought, I don't want tens of thousands of dollars. I don't even want $5,000. I'll see if I can raise $3,000. And I did a little budget, and I worked out that I probably would have ended up using quite a bit of my own money anyway. And I had this amazing generosity from people from all around the world. A lot of friends and family, but people that I've never met, that aren't even in the same country. We're putting money down and going, yes, we'd like to see this, you know. And it didn't matter. Like, some people $5, some people $50, some people put a few hundred, which was like, oh my God. I felt really, that's why I introduced the reward system.
Nice.
Because I was like, I felt really bad taking these people's money. So I was like, well, at least you could have a shirt and some stickers and a copy of the album when this is all over.
Yeah.
So, you know, because something nasty like COVID comes along, you don't stop. You go, oh, we've got to work out a way around this. We're not getting any money in. Why don't we try and put it out to the people and see what they say? Yeah. And we had, like, a lot of people got on board it. And now we've got this amazing looking video clip, which I will show you in private, not on
yeah,
this channel.
I'm super excited to see it, man.
Yep, we've got an amazing looking video clip. We've got an amazing sounding single, which was recorded in-house at Lemmy Orlott's studio, Whisker Biscuit Productions. So we did that in-house, the actual CD itself.
Yep.
And then we used the GoFundMe money to help produce and pay for the video clip, the services like the director and catering and costumes and set pieces and stuff like that. And yeah, so it looks amazing for considering how little money we spent on it.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I mean, don't let COVID get you down.
No, absolutely.
No.
Couldn't agree more.
That's the thing. Is whatever is the next thing that's going to happen. So after this is going to go, something else is going to come up, and you know, you've just got to fight on.
But the thing is, yeah, because I mean, you can always find excuses for not doing something. And again, yeah. COVID, whether you like it or not, has been an excuse for a lot of people to not do anything. Because we have to just sit at home and we can't go to work and something. Like, yeah, but then do something else, man. Yeah, like learn stuff. Like the internet, or you know, I keep saying this as well, but like go on YouTube, man. There's so many tutorials on like you. It's so much easier for most people to just complain about what the world looked like. Yeah. And, you know, people like your ex-father-in-law and stuff like that, who has, you know, wants to share opinion about what other people think is right or wrong and stuff like that. But then again, like I said, I could go on a rant now as well, but like all I want to say is like the negativity or the pessimistic opinion of people out there is just something that you don't need, especially as a musician when you want to try and keep your head above water and try and progress. And I try and stay really positive and
help other people as well where I can. Like I was mentioning before about the networking, the contact spreadsheet and stuff like that. Yep. I mean, I'm learning myself as well. So if I figure something out, then I'm always happy to explain how I did something. Like Peter Ronzullo, our director, is telling me that I should do like little talks on how I made this crazy set.
That's all. Yeah, that's
And
always interesting for fans.
I was the kind of kid who wasn't
watch.
allowed to play with power tools when he was a kid because he was likely to drill an arm off or something or saw a foot off. So I had to learn how to be a carpenter for this video clip and how to build a set, which I'd never done before in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm super intrigued to see the video.
Yeah. But you know, I learned how to do like light fittings and build a set. And at the end of it, I go, all right, cool. Well, if I ever need to do that again in the future, I know what to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if someone wants to go, how did you do that? You know, or it could be like one of the songs that I've recorded at my own studio, the Zombie Bunker. If they go, how did you manage to do that effect or that sound, or how did you manage to build that set, or what did you do in that video clip, or who did you go to you know, names and contacts and places, and I'm always happy to like share that information. Just, you know, help other people get out there,
fantastic,
do their thing.
But so was that just something you just took upon yourself as like, of course I got to do this. Of course I got to learn how to build a set.
It got to about September, October last year, and I was just like, that's enough. I'm doing this. I'm doing this with or without the band. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing it for the music. And I just threw myself into this clip for like 6 months. And yeah, and ended up with a product that I'm very, very proud of.
That's so cool, man.
And also, I like to think it's just going to blow a few people away. And I can guarantee there has been nothing that local Perth bands have ever produced in their life as far as a video clip is concerned. I'll challenge them. I'll challenge that. You know.
Hell yeah.
Gauntlets down.
Do it.
Top that.
Yeah.
And you have to do it on $3,000. Because someone could go, oh yeah, I could do better, and throw $30,000 at it, and I'll be like,
yeah.
You know, that's a money hole. That's just, you throw enough money at any problem, it'll go away. But if you can do something really neat on a tiny little budget,
awesome. I'm super intrigued
like
now, man.
Evil Dead, you know that movie?
Yeah.
Evil Dead was a student film.
Good, man.
He like, it took him like 3 or 4 years to film the thing, and he only spent like a couple of $1,000s, and it ended up being, well, Sam Raimi ended up being like one of the most famous directors in the world.
Yeah.
You know, ended up doing the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds okay.
Yeah. Those ones. Not the more recent Spider-Man movies.
That guy. The original.
Yeah. You know. So you gotta start somewhere small and show people that you can do this really neat thing on a tiny amount of money. And then people might go, I wonder what he could possibly do with a bit more money. And then before you know it, you got a career or an interesting, you know.
See, that's another thing you could do. You could build sets for bands.
I have done like film and television in the past. I was a film student. I worked on about 30 like local films and stuff like that.
That's wicked.
Did voices for animation. Actually made animations. Did sound for animations, and you know, every now and then someone from my filming past will pop up and say, "Hey, I need you to do a film."
But that's,
you know,
but that's something that a lot of people would still need, especially this day and age where you can see there's so many like really shortage on movies because they haven't been able to film anything last year because of COVID. You know,
I mean, that's the thing. You just make your cast and your crew real small.
Yeah, and
do these really weird little, you know.
But it's
pieces.
But yeah, so Peter has had a really good point about, you know, like to create footage about how you build it, like, you know, almost like or footage in general about the video, because like content, all that sort of behind the scenes stuff is something that, you know, most fans would love.
I tried to do lots of little how I'm doing things, and I did put up a few, but because it was basically me just doing stuff all hours of the day, it did get a bit tiring.
Right.
It did get to the point where I would march up to the set and I would do a whole bunch of work, and I'd be there for like 6 hours, and then I'd go, oh, I didn't film any of this. And I'd be like, oh, stuff it, you know. It did get like towards the end. I did like at the start. It was like lots of videos, and as the set and the video clip got closer to being made, less and less because I was just getting more and more tired. And by the end of it, I was just like on this thin razor blade of just exhaustion and fatigue.
Yeah.
And then we shot the video clip, and then I slept for like 2 weeks straight. I was like,
yeah,
it was insane.
It would be tiring, especially if you had to carry like most of the load yourself. Like if it was like, so if you build it, you planned it, and you engaged, and you did the GoFundMe, and like had to.
I did have some people helping me. My wife and my kids were amazing. Even my daughter helped me put some stuff together, and my wife was always there when I needed like extra pair of hands to heave up like a really big piece of the set, and she helped make like some of the costumes and stuff like that. She helped with those, and she was always in my corner like helping me out. And fantastic. I had a friend from Melbourne fly over just to help out. Like he came over like 2 weeks. He came. He was supposed to come over for a month, and for the first 2 weeks he was in isolation. So that kind of skittled him a bit. And then for the last 2 weeks he was out, and he was if he wasn't helping me with the set, he was off partying somewhere. Much, but he helped me put together some amazing pieces on the set. And Jax the drummer organized, bullied, harassed, harangued, brought a bunch of his mates over, and one evening a whole bunch of them did some painting, which was amazing. You know, because it was getting to that point where I was just so sick of painting. Yeah. At the start, I was hand painting. At the end, I was just a cheap can of spray paint, just going done. Next piece.
Nice. I'm so intrigued to see the video now. When is the video out?
I want to put it out end of July.
Okay.
Yeah, which I know is like another couple of months away, but we finish editing hopefully this Friday.
Yep.
Our drummer is currently FIFO. Jax, he flies in for a month, and then he flies back out again for a month, so we've got to time it for when he's around. We do have another great guy who drums for us, but Jax is the original drummer.
Okay.
So
you got like a backup.
He helped us out, so I was like, I owe it to him to make sure that the clip is and the launch and all that stuff is done when he's in town.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's a couple of other little bits that I've got to juggle as well. So I'm thinking end of July, probably I'm going to aim for the 23rd, 24th of July. I don't want to keep pushing it back because it keeps getting pushed back and keeps back. You know.
Well, it's also one of those things where you just set a date and then you just have to make sure it's ready.
Yeah, well, I've said that now, but I've literally...
You've heard it here first.
Yeah, well, I literally just like had some messages today about the 30th or the 31st of July, and two of the guys couldn't do it. Jax is heading out early, and Kian, our bass player's got something on, so I was like, all right, okay. So I've literally just sent that message out just before I walked in here about the 23rd.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that sticks.
Well, it's 6.5 weeks away.
So it'll go very fast. It'll be here before I know it.
But if it's so you're saying it's just the editing, or have you done?
No, the editing's done this Friday. It's going to be getting a launch for the single. Find a band, find a venue.
Gotcha. Okay. So you got to do the.
I've had this constant back and forth with the printers for the last 4 weeks about the artwork. Yeah. You know, they have this wonderful thing where they say, "Oh, we can do it all for you for a price," and I go, "Cool, no, I'll do it myself." So then I go, "Here's the art," and they go, "Oh, there's this little." Oh, okay, cool. And I fix that one little thing, and I send it back to them, and then they find something else, and then I send it back to them, and then they find something else, and then they go, "Oh, well, we could do this for you." And I know.
So they're being cheeky.
I don't know if they're being cheeky or if it's a scam, but it seems a little bit convenient that they're finding all these things every time I put it in, they find something else. So
what is it? What is it that needs printing?
It's a little booklet and the CD, the back of the CD and the CD.
Ah, gotcha.
So
gotcha.
And they'll actually burn the CD as well. They don't have a problem with the music. They don't have a problem with the music itself, but they're being very, very picky about the artwork in a very particular format. And another thing I'm happy to share with anyone if they would like to know, because I've learned heaps in the last month about what it takes to get art printed through a printer. You know, they'll do it for you.
Oh, like you print it at home?
Oh no, like a proper professional printing business.
Yep.
They'll use really nice paper, and they'll use really high end inks and machines and lathes and cut everything and make it look really sweet and very professional. My first EP I did myself. I cut everything out, used scalpels and rulers, laminated the covers, and it shows. It looked super budget, but I was doing everything myself on like $0. Yeah. So at the end of that, I was very proud of that too. I sat back, I was like, cool, I did that. I made that. This one, we've actually got a budget thanks to the GoFundMe. So now I'm having to deal with the printers. And I'm sure this is something that every band has to go through. Like, there's...
Yeah, it is. Well, that's again a whole... That could actually be...
The instructions they send you might as well have been in Chinese, because they send these diagrams and these weird little measurements. And me and 6 other people are all looking at these diagrams just going, what do they want? Well, hang on a second. So you've got to decipher these weird like instructions. And then you've got to send it to them and hope for the best. And then they send it back, go, no, incorrect. But they will, to their credit, say why. And you go, oh, okay, cool. And I had a light bulb moment the other day. And I was like, oh my God, I think I understand. So I've sent it to them.
Oh, you understood what the issue was?
I think I understood finally, like, where this, it's all to do with bleed. It's very weird and technical. Like, you can't give them an image and that's what they'll print directly onto the thing. And they've got to have an area around the outside of it that's called bleed.
Yeah.
And it's all very, yeah. And the thing is, the instructions
you got your cut points.
The instructions they were sending us were very kind of a bit vague about measurements and dimensions and what exactly this little space was around each picture and things like that. So got that done, and now I'm just waiting to hear back from them. So put that in the start of this week.
So are you actually pressing a bunch of CDs? Like with covers and everything.
Yeah, it's gonna hopefully look really nice.
Yeah, wicked. Because that's again, it's another funny conversation to have, like how important it is to have printed stuff these days.
It's a bit old fashioned, but I'm mostly doing it because when I rock up to a gig or a venue, and especially if we're doing like a launch and stuff like that, and if we get people coming down, people do still like to walk away with a physical copy. They still like to go, that was a good night, and I got the CD or shirt or sticker to remember it by. People still like to have, physical objects that they can hold and cherish. Yeah.
Now, look, I definitely agree on the on the T-shirt and like all the wearable stuff. CDs and stuff is one of those things where it's sort of like vinyls. I get it because it's quite unique and it's very like so different sound, different feel to it than when you are listening to the digital format. But sort of people that are buying CDs,
it's less than it was. I know that, but that's why I'm not going to be printing. I mean, there's again bands that I've been in where they printed thousands of CDs. And they still, 10 years later, they still have this dead stock.
They still have thousands of CDs.
They still have thousands of CDs. So I'm only gonna print like this first run's only gonna be like 100 because I know most of those are probably they're gonna like half of that is gonna be given to friends, family, people who helped us, the GoFundMe people. There's a couple of radio stations in Australia that still like to have CDs.
Yep.
You go to their website and they don't say send us a digital link or send us an MP3. They'll still say you need to mail us a CD.
Right.
And you go, that's interesting. But all right, I respect that. So
sure.
That's so a few copies away. I've got relatives over in the UK that want CDs. $30 postage on that. Thank you very much.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, $30?
Something like 25.
Far out.
Like that. My wife's cousin in the UK is a big fan of the band, and he's like, "Oh, could I have a CD?" I'm like, "Yes, you can." I mean, oh my god! As soon as you go in the post office and they like put it in a tiny little case, and then they give you the postage rate, and you nearly fall over.
That's for just sending a CD.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was.
Why don't you do it?
You gotta tell me how to do it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
I'm all ears. Go on.
I was clearly if you set that up on like a drop shipping site or like a print on demand site, where he goes in and orders that, you can still upload all the artwork and stuff.
I've never done print on demand.
No.
I mean, I do print on demand for. We got an online merch store, which is why I carry so little like stuff with me.
He's not into that. You should get.
But I don't know a print on demand place that does CDs. But they've
Jay can hook you up. He's got a bunch of the podcast I did with Jay last year. Like we spoke for nearly 4 hours, man. But yeah, he dropped a lot of really cool tips on how you can.
Which Jay was that?
Jay who owns Oracle, who owns the studio.
Oh, okay. Is that
Huxtable? Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, he's coming back later. But yeah, he's like hook him up.
Yeah. All right.
Because only like $30 postage for a CD that you're gonna charge. Maybe what do I know, $10 for.
It's a gift. It's the thought that counts. But thank goodness I don't have a very big following in the UK of people that demand CDs, because I think I would bankrupt myself.
But you like I don't know how it works. I haven't looked into it myself either. But I'm sure you would be able to set something up where he could literally just buy it in Europe. But at the end of the day, fuck it, $30, just get on with it. I suppose.
He gets a gift.
Yeah, throw a T-shirt in there to make it worthwhile.
He's happy. I'm happy. Yeah.
Or send him 10 CDs and then pay $35 postage and get him to hand them out to people. Like that would be the best way, and that way you can sort of justify giving it to him for free and paying. We
get played on a few UK radio stations over there, which is really cool. But all those guys just want MP3s or Dropbox links, and
that's even better.
Which is just amazing. And I go, cool.
That costs nothing.
Yeah, and people know it. So
fantastic. See, that's way better.
Yeah.
But you could still obviously send him some spares, like some handouts or whatever. But
if he wants that.
Yeah.
I'll see how this year plays out.
Make it worthwhile, man. But what's the future plans for Terror Adaptors? Where do you see yourself?
Well,
in say 5 years?
5 years.
The magical.
It'd be really nice to not have to work full time in a day job and just focus on the band, and go to new and exciting places and play music for people that have either never heard us or know us really well, and they want the music. I think that's every musician's dream, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just to I don't have like lofty ambitions of owning my own helicopter or anything like that. I want to be able to do what I love.
Yeah.
As helicopters are dangerous.
Helicopters so cool though.
Oh, you'd never. I've seen too many videos and heard too many stories of famous people getting in a helicopter, and that was the last they ever heard of them. So
you're being negative now.
No, thank you.
You're being negative.
No, I'm being very realistic. Helicopters, they are fucked.
I want a helicopter. I love one, man.
If you offer me a lift, I'll just say no, thanks, thank you.
I think it's the fact is that you're not steering it. There's no, I don't know. Can you jump? I think it would be
worse. I think it would be worse if I was steering it, but
I would definitely be worse too if I was steering it. I wouldn't get in a helicopter if I was doing that.
But I don't think I have unattainable dreams. I think I just have it is still a dream. It is still very pipeline, but ultimately I'd like to be able to do what I love, still be able to support my family, not be a burden to anybody, and be doing this amazing, taking this amazing project that I know is fantastic, and having other people go, oh my goodness, this is, you blew my mind, or it really means something, or it spoke to me, or I really dig it. I don't see our music touching someone on a personal level because of the subject matter, but if you sort of read between the lines on some of the songs, you realize that there's a little bit more going on there than just robots and monsters and explosions. There's some social commentary, there's some personal issues, there's other things, environmental and so forth. So it's not, we're not like on the surface. It's all very lights and science fiction and these horror elements, but at the same time, there's a message there. And if someone gets that, then I'd love to hear about it. But also, I just want to make music and stuff the day job.
Look, dude, I like I said, I'm a believer. I truly believe that whatever you put your mind into is achievable.
Yeah.
And as I was saying before about creating habits and stuff, like it just comes down to how much you want it, and it comes down to how you make it fit in with what you're currently doing.
Yeah. Only in the last couple of years have I really amped up my focus and my drive for this band. Like it was like we've kind of had a few snags and a few pitfalls where we sort of formed about over 10 years ago, and then those guys kind of left, and then I kind of tentatively put it back together again, and then that didn't quite work out. And only in the last few years is it really suddenly like, holy crap, we've actually got a band, we've got great musicians, we sort of have a following, people know the name. I was walking around Hillary's, happened to be wearing this t-shirt. Some guy goes, "Hey, TERROR ADAPTORS, Perth band, yeah, woo!" And off he went. I had no idea who the hell he was.
Nice.
And my wife turned to me and goes, "That was cool." And I was like, "Yeah, that was very cool." And then for the rest of the day, I was walking around with a big dumb smile on my face.
Yeah, awesome.
So people are starting to learn the name, and I put that down to the fact that the last couple of years I pulled my thumb out my ass and started to really push it. Probably to the point where my mates and that just go a bit cross. Like, oh, here he goes again. but I always find someone new. I always find someone new that's never heard the music, because I'm big on like interacting socially on like Twitter and Facebook, and I always get a few new followers every day, and someone usually messages me like once a week. Go, "Oh my god, that's so cool." That's crazy.
Yeah, because I think when we spoke last time, I think you mentioned you use Twitter a bit.
I do.
Yeah.
That seems to be really cool. Like, I know it seems a bit old hat, but I resisted Twitter for years. And then I was like, all right, let's see what this Twitter thing does. And now, I think the last time I spoke to you, we had 6,000 followers. We now have 7. So it's going up steadily. 6, 7, like 1,000. Actually, it just cracked at 6,000 when I last spoke to you. So now it's like, I think...
that's really good. That's like 17% growth.
Yeah, so 7,200 something or other now. So 1,200 in 6 months. I'm not really doing anything, I follow back.
Yeah.
I follow back.
That's
my motto.
You heard it here, man. Follow the TERROR ADAPTORS.
I don't care.
Like for like.
I don't care if I've got, like you see there's this weird... I suppose it's this weird goal that people have, that they've got like that they're following 3 people and they've got 30,000 followers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, that's a bit weird and a bit selfish.
Have you seen Beyonce?
No.
Got 0. She doesn't follow anyone.
She doesn't follow anyone.
She's got like 100 million people.
What a cow. What a selfish move. No, that's...
I think Lady Gaga has like... Not that I look at those pages, but...
Sure.
But I think...
I'm not judging.
I think it's got like 30, 40, 50 that she's following. And again, same thing, like people like mega following.
But
look, in all fairness though, let's be honest, those guys probably don't really need to follow anyone, because again, it's but the thing is, and this is what gets me, like imagine if you had like 120 million followers and you log in and there's nothing on your feed because you're not following anyone.
Yeah, I
mean, that is so...
I don't know. I think with those guys, I couldn't say this for certain, but I think what happens is they've achieved a certain level of fame. Then they formed a Twitter account, and then all these people went, "Hey, oh my god, official Twitter account!" They all jumped on, and then they probably don't manage their own Twitter accounts themselves.
No, definitely.
So their personal assistant or their media person will go. Yeah. I'll select very select few family friends core people, other famous people, and just have this very small. That's the only reason I can think that it happens. Whereas we formed a Twitter account a few years ago. No one knew us. Who the hell are these guys? What the fuck? And now, okay, sure, I'm following 6,900 people, but I don't care. You know, there's 6,900 people out there that are also following us. There's a couple of accounts that I won't follow back for various reasons. You know, if they follow me and I go to their account and I go, look, ooh, a Trump supporter, or, you know, bring back guns, or, you know, there's some weird kind of.
They listen to music too, man.
There is, but there's some very strange people on there, and also a lot of people have private accounts, so I send them a follow back, and it just says pending, and it'll stay like that for.
Oh yeah.
It'll stay like that forever.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, fair enough. So that's the only reason why our numbers are a little bit more skewed,
but the really cool approach to having followers and stuff is, again, like, how many of them can you get to potentially buy your stuff? That's the interesting part. How many can you convert?
That will be interesting when we've actually got new stuff out.
Yeah.
Because we already had stuff out when I formed the Twitter account. So I got some mates on there that like to share and be involved in what we're doing. The people that I've never met in person that I'm only friends with through Twitter. So it'd be really cool to finally have something to show them. And show everybody, really. And hopefully, you know, blow some minds in the process. Yeah,
because again, like, obviously, by the time you have a product, you know, an obvious place to share it would be to your social media following, and ask them, beg them, please buy our shirts, please buy our. You pay the shipping though, the $30 to UK, by the way.
Oh my god!
Just factor that in. But yeah, man, look, it sounds like you got a lot of positive things happening, man.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting stuff.
Upwards and onwards.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, look, just before we wrap it up, it's like, where should people head over? Like, where can they find more about the Terror Adaptors?
We're on everything.
On Twitter, obviously.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
What's the handle?
Generally, you just type in Terror Adaptors or the Terror Adaptors.
Yep.
And you'll find us.
Sweet.
Yeah. And we've got our music on all sorts of crazy avenues. We're on Spotify and Apple Music and Deezer and
all the usual, all the big ones.
Streaming sites. We've got a Bandcamp.
We hopefully can pay some money as well if you want to support the band.
Our Bandcamp is possibly the most ignored thing. I would like to pay our Bandcamp more attention, because it certainly seems to be a lot better paying to be a band on there, but it doesn't seem to get a lot of engagement. Whereas because all the kids are in the Spotify. So
share it more. Share it more on your social media pages.
I share everything all the time. I'm sure
nice.
People. That's why I say I'm sure people are sick of hearing from me.
Yes.
There goes Adrian again. Oh, he's talking about the Terror Adaptors. What's it today? Ugh, his Bandcamp account.
Yeah, but you gotta annoy people, man. Like until people tell you to stop, then stop for a little bit, and then keep going. Like
no one's told me to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Is, and even if they did, I would probably go and keep going.
Exactly. You got, like, if it feels right, man. Again, like, I don't think you can promote. What do you say? I don't think you can promote too much. Like, I think so again,
you can certainly promote in the wrong way.
Yeah, but again, if you're putting out, like, if put it this way, like, if you're looking at all the major brands out there, you know, like, they're everywhere. You're constantly being exposed to them, especially now. You got like with all the search algorithms, how they pick up on your search history and stuff. Like, it's so easy to be exposed to stuff. But if you aren't, the thing is, unless you aren't spending money on advertising, then the only real thing you can do to promote is organic, you know, which is just, you know, to share on your platforms and rocking up to shows and putting up posters and flyers and stuff, and that all helps.
That sounds like a good idea. I should do that.
Yeah. But all that stuff, man, is is, again, like I said, if people start to get annoyed, so what? So what? Eventually, from time, like if you're saying that you've grown by 1,200 people in 6 months on Twitter, that's good, man.
It's in the scale of things, it's not that huge, but for me, I'm pretty pleased with that.
In the scale of things, I reckon that's really good, man.
Yeah.
But do they engage? Do they engage back? Have you gone up in engagement, like people commenting or liking or retweeting?
There's a fair level of engagement. Most of it's like through those friends of mine that like to like share and retweet and and things like that. And we're getting tagged in things all the time.
That's wicked, man.
Like good things, not bad things.
Yeah. Trump
supporters. I don't want to be tagged into something and be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I don't endorse this message.
But nice, man. Like, look at it. It sounds like it's going well, man. And just gotta keep going, man. I'm super interested. You need to tell us as well about the video. So you said late next month, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And will that be on all your Facebook and?
It'll be on everything.
Yep.
We'll put it out on YouTube primarily.
Yep.
And just link everything to there because that's what all the kids are into.
Well, flick me a message, man. I can share it as well. We can link it. We can backlink it to our chat and all that as well, man.
Okay.
That'd be excellent, man.
That'd be cool. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Adrian, man. Really enjoyed it. And thank you so much for taking the time out as well, man. I know you're a busy man.
Oh, yeah. So, next week it'll be a little bit quieter, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All the best.
For having me.